Today I'm going to be doing a long grain and wild rice copycat recipe for it's like Uncle Ben's long grain wild rice. It's similar to it. It is not exactly like it. It doesn't have all the extra sodium and preservatives and things that we don't really want in our body. It doesn't have all of that, but and I am going to be using a different thing. I'm not using long grain wild rice. I'm using this white brown basmati rice, red rice, wild rice, and quinoa. I'm going to be using that instead because it's got all kind of good stuff for you in it. I'm going to be using that for my rice. But I had done a video on just the seasoning because I was using the seasoning for something else. And did a video on that, and someone asked me if I could do it. Well, actually I said that if someone wanted me to see, someone wanted me to do the full video of everything, I would show you guys. So that's what I'm doing today. I got the recipe from Genius Kitchen, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is measure out your rice. You need, if you were doing this and it was not already mixed like mine, you would need 1 cup of long grain rice and 1/3 cup of dry wild rice. But I'm just going to use 1 1/3 cups of this, and I'm using a liquid measure because I am going to be using it for the chicken stock, and I just don't see the point in dirtying up 2 different things. So I'm going to put that in, and this is not on yet. I have not turned my eye on yet. I will in just a minute. And then 1/3. So I have 1 1/3 cups. And I'm going to set this to the side. And now I'm going to start with my herbs and spices. The first thing you're going to need is a teaspoon of dry chopped onion flakes. And if you love onion, add a little bit of extra. We love onion. So that's the first thing you need. The next thing you need is a 1/2 teaspoon of dry parsley flakes. Just a little bit of that. A 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. One teaspoon of turmeric. Let me see, that won't fit, so I'm going to just grab the 1/2 teaspoon. And just do, well, that's a 1/4. Oh well, it will fit though. I just use 4 of these. That makes 1, right? Yeah. 3, 4. Okay. The turmeric, or turmeric, however you say it. Different people say it different ways. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, or cumin, however you say that. Like I said, different people say it different ways. A 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I use pink Himalayan salt. This back over here. And then you need a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and I just kind of eyeball it. About 26 rounds, I don't know. I just put it in there, and if there needs to be more, we put more in it later. 2 cups of chicken stock. And 2. And this last part is optional. You do not have to put it in there. It's up to you. But you can put a tablespoon of butter in it. Do not use margarine, just butter. Stir that together thoroughly. Turn it on and let it come to let's see. Let me read what it said. I can't remember. Let it come to a boil, and then put the lid on it and turn it down to a simmer and let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. So I just need to let it come to a boil, and then I'll put the lid on. To boil, so I'm going to give it one good stir one last time. The butter is completely melted, so and there's, let's see, yeah, it's completely melted, so it should be distributed properly too. So I'm going to turn it down to low, and I'm going to let it simmer, and I'll let you know what it looks like when it's done. Okay, after about 10 to 15 minutes, you may be a little bit longer if needed. Sometimes you may have to add a little bit more chicken stock, but this is what it looks like after it's done. You just fluff it up and it's ready to eat. It looks a lot like yellow rice, but it's not. So anyway, if you try this recipe, let me know. And it's just a lot better for you because it doesn't have all of those chemicals and stuff in it. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.